Hi, it's Ian. Welcome to pensionerfitness.com. Today we're looking at some exercises, 5 exercises you can do that helps to relieve pain in joints. Now, at our age, many of us have pain in our joints. One of the reasons for that is because they don't get put through a full range of motion on a regular basis. Many of us sit far too long, and it's good to get exercise to these joints. Because what happens is, when the joint's not used a lot, yes, it kind of dries out a little bit. And when you've got the two bits of the bone there, you have the cartilage in between. And what happens is, if you don't do anything, then that's there and it's going to cause a problem. You need fluid in there to make it easier. Just like, you put oil in your car so that the moving parts, move better. Well, it's the same thing. But instead of you taking, something and pouring it in, movement does it, because what happens is that movement and that joint allows fluid to be pushed into where the cartilage is, and then it eases it off. And so movement is the best way to deal with pain in joints. And so we're going to look at 5 exercises there. And the first exercise you're going to do from the seated position. Now, I'm going to sit a little bit further forward so we can sit up straight. And this is a seated leg raise. Now what this does, this exercises the hip and the lower back, 2 areas where we often have pain and discomfort when we're trying to do things. And so this exercise is very simple. You just leave your hands by your side. You can hold it at the side of the chair if you want, but you're simply going to raise one leg up. Now when you raise that leg up, you want to raise it so as it's straight. Now, you're going to feel that in the back, and you're going to feel it in the hip, and you're going to feel it in the tendons at the back here, because you're going to raise it until you hold it tight, and it's in that position. Hold it for 5 seconds. Once you've held it for 5 seconds, allow it to come back down slowly. Compose yourself, and then raise it again. And you've got it there. It's under a little bit of tension, but that's okay. So that's 2. After a few seconds, lower it down. 3, that's the 3rd one. After 5 seconds, lower it back down. 4, and you will feel that in here, and you will feel it here, and if you're sitting upright, you will feel it in the small of your back to a degree. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're aiming for 10 to start off with, but try and build it up to 15. I'm only going to do 10 right now, but try and build it up to 15 times for that leg. And then obviously once you've done one leg, you're going to go and do the second leg, and you're going to repeat the exercise on that leg. So that's the seated leg raises. The next exercise we're going to do is standing hip circles, and we'll do that now. So you want something to hold on to. It can be a table, it can be the back of a settee, it can be the sink in the kitchen even. Anything that's solid that can support you. You want to be standing upright, and you want to try and keep your body as upright as you can. And then you're going to put your weight onto this leg. And once your weight's there, you're going to raise the other leg off the ground just a little bit. And from this point, you're going to do circles. And you're going to move your knee in circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you've done 10 one way, then you're going to go back, that's clockwise or anti-clockwise, it doesn't matter which way you start, but once you've done it one way, you're then going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, to start off with 10, but try and build it up to 15. Once you've done 10 on this leg, both ways, then you're going to change to the other leg. You do the other leg. And again, you're going to do it clockwise and anti-clockwise 10 times. So that's the second exercise. And that's hip circles. Now I need to move this chair. The next exercise is called a cat-cow stretch, which helps you move the joints in a way for your spine, etc. So we start this off on all fours. Now, just let me grab something. If you need to, use a cushion for your knees, because the floor can be very hard, especially if you've got bony knees. Now, you want to be in this position here, which is on all fours, and your hips should be above where your knees are, and your hands should be under your shoulders. And basically, you're going to make a movement called cat-cow, and the cat is when the back comes arching right up, and the cow is when it arches down the way. And so you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do 10 of those. Try and build it up to 15 if you can. So that is the third exercise. The next exercise we're going to do So now we're going to move on to the fourth exercise, and the fourth exercise is for your hands and your wrists. And basically what happens here is, put your hands out in front of you, you're going to make a fist, and you're going to push it down like so. Once you've pushed it down, you're then going to open your hand and stretch it up and stretch. Now this works the finger joints and the wrist joints, because as many of you may already know, many of us at this age, start to get stiffness in the fingers and in the wrists, and it makes some jobs really difficult for us. For instance, tying shoelaces and things like that. So this is a good exercise to work those particular joints. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's that exercise. That's a finger extension exercise, and it works the wrist, works the fingers and the hand, and it's very good because, as I already said, many of us have problems there at this age. Okay, the fifth exercise, need to be sitting a little bit further forward, need to be sitting upright with your feet flat on the ground. And this is a marching exercise. This is a seated marching exercise. And basically what happens here is you're going to raise your knee up as high as you can and put it down. Raise your knee as high as you can and put it down. And you're going to march, and you're going to do this, you're going to march for this for about a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is working the hips, this is working the back here, and it's also working your legs. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's about a minute. Okay, when you're doing this exercise, you want to try and keep yourself as upright as you can. You're not trying to put your knees up here, just raise them as high as you can manage. Some of you may only manage here, some manage higher. Do what you can. As you work at it over time, you'll gradually be able to raise them a little higher, and it helps to be sitting forward on the chair for raising, because if you're sitting further back, it's harder to raise your knee. So make sure you are sitting forward for this. So that's the 5 exercises. They're very good. They will help to make to lubricate the joints and allow that movement in the joints to become easier and less painful. So these exercises, you can do these exercises every day. You can do them Monday to Friday every day. Weekends, take it easy, for 2 weeks. So once you've got this, get on with it and do them every day. And I hope that those of you that are having some pain in those joints get some relief. And for those that haven't got that sort of problem yet, moving the joints is very good to make sure you don't have that problem in the future. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you back at pensionerfitness.com.